Hey, what's going on, everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here, and we have some big news from Sigma that will be coming out pretty much on February 23rd. So I'm going to have this just a little bit before then. But I wanted to shoot this and talk about this because it's kind of a big deal for the art line of Sigma lenses and what it can provide for the crop sensor community. Now, once again, this is going to be for an APS-C camera, but, it just sucks that it's not full frame, but for the price and the size, it will be astronomical if that was the case. So Sigma is going to announce the 500 to So Sigma is going to announce the 50 to 100 millimeter f1.8. Now, they had a huge success with the 18 to 35 1.8, which was obviously still a crop sensor lens. But once again, they're going with the theme here, improving their line, and I think they're still going to own the market with this because they're saying this is going to come out and fully release in April for $1,500. But what does it really offer you? Once again, it's for crop sensor cameras, 35 millimeter equivalent, depending on whatever you're using, around 75 to 150 millimeters. Now, the interesting part is that years ago, I think back in 2012, maybe, I'm not even sure, but a little bit a while ago, Sigma had the 50 to 150 2.8. So as you see right here, this is what it looked like. It resembled kind of a 70 to 200 lens. You can kind of look at it right here. So this did have some weight, but it did have some focusing issues a little bit, and a little bit of chromatic aberration at times, all depending on whatever camera you were using. But it was light for what it was, and it was pretty phenomenal. So this was to aim towards making it better, a little bit more weather sealed, and just a little bit better overall. It's going to weigh 3.2 pounds, which is about another pound and a half or 2 pounds under what the Canon and Nikon 70 to 200s, and even what the Sigma 70 to 200s 2.8 weigh. So it's interesting. This is going to be a 1.8 lens, and it's going to weigh a little bit less, but they had to do that because of it being a crop sensor base. It's going to have an 82 millimeter filter mount, so that's going to be fine. A new hypersonic motor that they're going to use, so it should be a little bit faster for what they've been using in a lot of their Artline series of lenses. It's going to have 21 elements in 19 groups. So overall, it's going to be a good lens. It's just weird because 50 to 100 is a little bit limited. Now, maybe if they redid the 50 to 150 or made it like 50 to 125, but I don't know. It's an interesting focal range. It's probably going to be tack sharp and phenomenal. But it being a 1.8, I'm sure a lot of people are going to go crazy over this lens. I mean, if this, $1,500 isn't bad for this as well. Once again, it's a telephoto 1.8 constant from all the way from your 2.8 to 22 or 32 or whatever it's going to. So, it's definitely a step up, mostly from what the Sigma 50 to 150 was in 2012. But now with more improved focusing with 2016 technology, and everything that they usually have, and that was a 2.8. You're getting some stops back as well with this. So I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a cool thing. I don't know if you guys and girls have heard about this, but let's talk about it below. Would you want something like this for a full frame, line of cameras, or should this just stick to crop sensor? Is the 50 to 100 range irrelevant? Is it interesting? Should it be the 50 to 150 again? Tell me about it. I would love to see a 70 to 200 1.8, but that thing would be massive, and it would cost a pretty penny. So this thing, April 2016, $1,500. Once again, I'm probably beating the actual release with this, but this is the same thing like the Canon 80D. The information was released, and Sigma is pretty much saying that it's going to announce it on February 23rd. So what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Is this something interesting to you? It's definitely interesting. 1.8 lenses with these things. Sigma is shaking up the industry again.